Morning, lockdown workshop. Bikes. They're on the way back. No bikes again. We got a good preview going. So look. Oh, look, that's you. Right, we're running it off the phone again to control it because it does seem to work better when you do that. Otherwise, the camera does tend to hang. Turning the noise suppression off does seem to fix it. So this is the Insta 360R, the original one. I've got the 1-inch Leica lens on it, and that's what I'm using at the moment. I have got a, let's see if I can show you what you look like. What do you look like? Oh, there we go. It's because it's reversed, that's why. You'd think I'd just be able to put it in front. Can you see yourself? Ooh. Anyway, right, enough of that. With workshops in a bit of a shitty mess. So that needs tidying up. Just need to clear all this stuff away, so we'll probably do a little time lapse because we like a little time lapse tidying up the workshop. What have we got on today? So if you remember, and this is a while back now, we're back. This is probably going to get tagged onto the end of the original video, so unless I do decide to just split it into two again. The chain snapped on the table saw. Let's put it in front of the actual lens. The lens is there, not in front of the thing. Right, mangled it. Did manage to get another one that's exactly the same. As it happens, I did actually, weirdly, when I was looking on the back of this, I found a number that I hadn't spotted. It's only on a few of the links, and it's an 85B. And then I got the micrometer on it, measured it all, and came to the conclusion it was either a 5/16 or an 8mm chain. So I plumped for the 8mm because all the other bolts on the planer thicknesser, most of the bolts on the planer thicknesser are metric with a metric thread. So I guessed it was metric. And as it happens, when this has come, this has got the same code number stamped on every single flipping link. So that is definitely the right chain. So what we'll do is I just want to recover the split link on that for future, because if I'd had a split link, I would have actually just jumped them back together when it snapped. So that gives me an option in the future rather than waiting for a new chain. This chain will need grinding. It's got a couple of extra links, so we'll do that now. We'll get this slapped on there once we've tidied up the workshop a bit, because it's a bit of a mess, and I want to get all this bike stuff away before I start planing, which is another video that's running at the moment to make the doors for one of the units I made about 16 years ago in the house that never finished. So that's the wood that's in the process of being planed down. That's some other stuff that'll get used for the fittings and gravity fasteners. I'll show you them. They're quite clever. I've used them before. In fact, I had to take one of them to pieces the other day, and I was amazed how well it was doing, which has probably just jinxed it. So that's got to come out. Just in case you didn't see the original video, this is what we started with. So this is a chunk of rough cut oak. That was supposed to be the piece that was going along the top, and it was going to get cut down to about 1.5–2 inches, plain flat, and then sit on top of the unit as kind of a topper. But the piece I'd saved, it turns out it's an inch too short, so I've got to go and see if I can find another piece or do a swap with a friend of mine that's a joiner that's probably got a piece that's longer than that, and he'll take that off. There's at least 100 quid's worth of oak right there, and I've got another chunk of it over there. Actually, that might not be oak. No, that's not. That's pine. We've got some bits and bobs kicking around in here as well. I think there might be some ash over there as well that I fetched up. So I fetched up. I'm starting to clear all the wood out from underneath the wood store where I keep everything. So I've got it here. I can see what I've got, and then eventually this lot's going. As I've said before, that's all for sale, with the exception of the pillar drill. I'm going to keep. Right, let's crack on. We've waffled enough. Right, time lapse coming up. Just let me spin you around so I can check the mic. Yep, that appears to be working. Chickens out there and a Y-flip. Right, let's get this thing out. Let's move all its bits. Show what that's doing on there. Let's wang you down a bit. Whee! God, that's a bit severe. That really was a cheap one off Amazon. How's that look? Can you see that? What's it look like on there? Oh yeah, we're looking straight at it. Right, so the challenge today is we've got the chain to put back on. So I think that I can't remember where it goes. It's a bit of a challenge. I think it's as simple as it goes over that, over that, over that, under there, back around there again. So it's quite a short change. That tensioner puts the tension on there. Right, cool. Let's go and chop the chain up. So I'll just move this in front of there because that's really helpful now. So let's just move this out of the way again. Can you see? I'm just clonking you around here, aren't I? Up we go. Let's just spin you around so I can actually. It's mandatory to make silly noises when winding anything up and down. Right. So, old chain, new chain. New chain, way too long. Don't lose that. In fact, there's my bits. I'm going to put it in there so I don't lose it, because I have a track record for losing anything that is losable and even things that aren't losable. So we have a, stick it around this side. So that one is going to be the split pin, which connects to the other end, because that's the bit that's mangled and fallen off that did connect to. Sorry, you're not paying any attention whatsoever, are you? So we've lined up these two ends. We've measured it all the way out. That one got chewed up as well. Right, and then we are all the way over at this end here. So that link there is effectively going to be the split pin. Ignore the fact we've got a split pin there. So we need to cut it there. So I am going to, for once, do the sensible thing. How have I lost that pen? I literally had that pen 10 minutes ago. I have absolutely no idea how I do that. How on earth have I done that? I've still not found the lid to the grease gun I was looking for either, which I was hoping was going to appear when I dug through this lot. Right, I am confused.com. Let's chuck that in there. Right, the only place it can be is either in here. Sorry, I'm working behind you here. Or I chucked it in the bucket that I put the bearings in. Isn't that one? And it is that one, and there it is. Right, so get the Sharpie. Not sponsored by Sharpie, other markers are available, and we're just going to mark the one that I'm going to cut off. For once, because I never normally do stuff like that, and then I sort of walk around holding it, and then I let go of it, and then I have to go measure it again. So that's the one we want to get off. Now, normally we get an angle grinder on this, but I really don't want any filings in with the chain, so we're gonna take the long approach. I'm just gonna stick it in here, and I'm gonna file it off hopefully without trapping my fingers in there. And without damaging the chain. I could Dremel it off, but I think we'll just file it off. Oh, come on, where's the bastard file? I need some new files. So if anybody's got some files, I need some new files. Just fits. Why do I get the feeling this isn't going to work? This looks like it might even be a stainless steel chain. I didn't order a stainless steel chain. No, that's not going to work. It's not biting at all. That's hardened. Scrap that idea. Yeah, I know all you lot were screaming down the flipping microphones at me, but I can't hear you. Right, what have we got? Dremel. I hate this thing. I get this thing out, and I put a blade on it, and then I might as well just smash it and stick another blade on it. So, what blade shall we use? Actually, there's one that's in it there. Let's just use that, because I can't be arsed. Right, that should have done it. And that was actually the right way to do it. Look away, metalwork teacher. I'm using screwdrivers as chisels again, and splitters. Come on. Don't make me grind the other one off. So you've got to be careful I don't damage the other link. Right, let's just get the other one off as well. And it should just pop off then. It should just come off now, he says. It's fucking holding it on. Oh. Of course I could use a chain breaker if I had a chain breaker this small. Why do I get the feeling I'm going to get the cutter on it? Right, you made me do it. Unfortunately, we've got one set up with a nice small blade on it. Yeah, these new Dremels aren't as good as the old ones. Alright, so I should be able to get a pair of pliers and twist that off now. God, they need a bit of WD-40 on them. For another day. That, my friend, is a job for another day. She does not want to let go, does she? This was supposed to be the easy bit. I'm now starting to wonder how we actually managed to break the chain in the first place. I think it's going because I can start to see a change in the metal. It can't be that much holding it on there. Oh, there we go. Simple as. Obviously just not bit it through enough. Let's check that that's not got squished or anything. No, that looks immaculate. Right, before we forget, let's put this away, because otherwise we'll end up breaking it. Be a little bit more tidy. Not what you're doing out either. Didn't spot you. You're supposed to have gone away. It's another reason why I hate them. You can never get the bloody things back in the box. And then when I put it away, I'll find out I've left that other bit out as well, just for good measure. You can go away. I'll stick your battery on charge as well. If I can find where the battery chargers are. As I'm sure I'll be needing you at some point. Boom! Oh, that's good. That's nearly full. I forgot. We've got a battery light meter on the front. Sorry, I don't know how much of that you got. Where were you? Yeah, you'll have seen it. There you go now. Put the battery on charge. It's over there, it's flashing. You don't need to know that. It's definitely not on your need to know list. Clean all that new rubbish off there. It's covered in ball bearings from that thing that exploded. In fact, it's still covered in ball bearings. Trying to be a little bit more tidy today, because there's going to be woodworking crud everywhere. Right, that's the spare bit. We'll keep that for spares. And like I said, I want to rescue that bit as well. This is going to be fiddly. This has got lost finger written all over it. I'll get that out later. So I need the split pin, which I chucked in here, which is probably already lost. No, there it is. Don't think there's a particular way around that these have to run. I do need to know which way this... Let go. Right, so I do need to know which way that goes. So that spins that way because it's cutting. Right, so if that's spinning that way, that means that's spinning that way. which means this chain is travelling that way, which means that the fish swims that way. So it means, if you see that rounded bit has to go that way. You always make them so their tails point backwards. If you imagine it's like a fish. Fishy, fishy. This one's being particularly awkward and won't come off as well. There we go. Get the cover plate off. Stick that over there. Right. Tempted fate putting the actual split pin in already. This is awkward. You're not making my life easy. Come on, all I want to do is get you through, because if I get you through, I can just feed you over the top. There we go. Yeah, there probably was an easier way of doing this, and you're probably shouting at me, all you planer experts out there, because, you know, the world's full of planer experts. Nope, one more. Come on, in you go. Right, I think that is it. Bob on. Right, we'll put the tensioner on in a minute. You can watch me ping this across the workshop, never to be seen again. And then ping the next one across the workshop. So remember, we know it's already established it's travelling in this direction. So that goes on there. And then you can sometimes get a screwdriver blade in the back of it and just push it. They should move along. This one's going to be awkward. It's nearly going. Come on. It's nearly there. There we go. I think that's it. But weirdly, the bigger they are, the easier they are. These little ones are quite fiddly. So that's in. Just take you down. You can see that now. I think you'll focus on that. So all good there now is just drop the tensioner back in. I think we're mended. So that's got all the hallmarks of losing a finger. So should have a T-bar spring puller for this, but I haven't got one. So we're just going to take our chances and lose a finger. That's fairly painless. Yeah. I don't like the way that wobbles. I've never liked the way that wobbles. I think it's a shit design. I'm tempted to stick I think this whole thing wobbles though. Right, I think I'm just going to take an executive decision to take that out and put a washer behind there. That's the big one. The trouble is, when I do this, I think the whole thing falls off. And I think it needs quite a big washer. Like a really big washer. I suspect that's probably the biggest one I've got. So put money on that won't fit. Let's just squidge it out of the way a bit. Right, so when I do this, this is all going to fall on the floor. Unless it's just... No, that's definitely... Let's get this off and have a look at it. It strikes me as being slightly bent as well. Oh, there is actually another. There's a retainer on the back as well. I wonder whether there's something gone wrong here as well. Why would you stick a... That's weird. Right, let's methodically take this to pieces so we don't lose any bits. That doesn't fit over the top of that. Oh no, that's not the one I took out of there. Oh, that does fit over there. We might be all right here. So that hole is just way too big for that, unless that's, that sits inside there. And then that sits against there. Does that come out then at some point? And that's why it's not working. It's interesting. Let's just give it something a bit more to run against in there. There's actually an Allen key under there to fasten it up to stop it from coming undone as well. Let's just screw that in and see what happens if I don't put that bolt back, that screw back in. It is bent as anything now. That's interesting. This is really bent. I'm not sure how I can straighten it out, to be honest. Unless I drop the whole lot out of the way and put it on. So that goes there. Take that off. That's okay. And that goes hard against the back of there, so that needs to go against that. Now, if there was a washer there for a reason, it was to move that out, and it does look like it does need moving out. Not entirely sure now what's going on, but that is bent as anything. So if I just drop that out of the way and stick that in there, you can... What I might be able to do is tap it straight. Let's go and get a persuader. Look at that. So that looks like it's all right now. All right, so let's get this back out of there. Come on, chain. That goes in. There like that. And we were going to put that washer back on there. So I don't know if I've added that in the past to try and get this because it's wobbly. What I should have done was just flipping straightened it. So that's going in straight now. I wonder if it's hitting that stop at the back. So underneath here, where that shaft goes into, there's a tiny little grub screw, which I am wondering if it's stopping that going in. Let's try the one in between. I can't even see it now. We'll just back that right out of the way. Nope, that's not made any difference. Not another one in there at the top, have we, or something? I'm not seeing. Right. I think that washer needs to come out. I think that washer is actually causing us problems. Let's try it with the washer out this time. It's touch and go with it. Actually, it straightens it up or moves it across. Right, that's made no difference to that anyway, so that's okay. What I can't work out is why it's not biting onto there any further. That's very weird, and I put that on the wrong way up. That's very, 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 very strange. So it's hitting something. It's hitting the edge of that before it's going in all the way. So actually, technically, if I put this on here, it should go through that. That should move everything across slightly. It means that I can nip this up and then just fasten it, tighten it up on the was that not going in? Is that biting yet? I didn't want to do that because that's just knocked the washer down off the thread now. It's still on the wrong way around. To poke the washer up a little bit. It's not working. Do we gluing it on or something? I heard it drop off. As it's dropped off. Right, swig of coffee. I think I've cracked it. Battery died just as I got it on. I gave up in the end and moved the washer back onto the outside. I fastened it in so there's just a little bit of drag on that because the spring will take it anyway. That centre's solid. I've run the Allen key back up to retain it, to hold it in place. So that looks good. So all I've got to really do now is just drop a little bit of oil down the back of there, just to make sure it doesn't chafe. We'll have to keep an eye on it and just make sure that that Allen bolt doesn't run out at all on it. We could also do with a bit of oil on here as well, because that's a new chain. So we're in with the sews again. Let's get the that back on. Oh, don't be awkward. Don't get oil all over that drive wheel either. That friction wheel will not be a friction wheel if it gets coated in oil. Come on. Alright. This is where we lose the fingers again because we got away with it too easy on the first one. There we go. And yet another thing fixed on this flipping thing that's been broken since it came. Oil. See, that one's the same. It all flipping just moves. Wish I know how to tighten that up. I don't know where that one goes. That just slips on there. So that's that. That's I can't do anything about that. That's just sat on a. That's sat on a. That bar sits on a channel in there, and I suspect it's just worn. There's not a lot I can do about that, unfortunately. When it's under tension, though, it does hold it steady. Right, are we ready? Are we on? We are. Let's just move everything out of the way. Stick the shield across so I don't eat anything. Let's see how we go now. I'll just stand out of the way in case it decides to hit me straight in the face. So I'm not sure if you can hear this, but that's actually quite good. That's running really straight now. That chain's in a good line. That's not drifting or moving in and out anymore because that used to chatter from side to side. You will have to keep an eye on them because if you can see they are one spinning on top of the other. So what I might do is just drop a bit of oil down there to help that. Bit of oil on there. Right, I would call that a win. How's that then? Oh, we're not working off the mic, I don't think. Let me plug my mic back in. Right, yeah, I don't think it detects the mic connection if you power it on with it plugged in. You have to plug it in for it to detect it, but it's now definitely running back off the mic again. So sorry about that. I don't know how long that's been like that for. Back in there, you. Right, so I think all we've got to do. All we've got to do is put the sides back on this, and we are good to get planing again. I can't see anything else I need to do to it. New chain. Jobs are good, and everything appears to be. That's never been that solid. So I'm really, really pleased with that. I mean, to be honest, that shouldn't be an issue with it working loose because that doesn't move that much. It's just rolling on that bearing. So there's going to be a little bit of movement, but as it goes under tension, but not a lot, to be honest. So the drive wheels drive like that anyway, so they'll be pulling the chain. So yes, it could potentially lift it off there, but it shouldn't do really, to be honest. Right. Let's see how that goes. I wonder why I never had a tensioner on that. Anyway, waffling. Let's get the side back on it. Let's start some woodwork again, which is what I came out here to do about 4 weeks ago. Yes, this has been going on for a few weeks now with this. Come on. Tell you what, whoever gets this is getting a great piece of kit. when I've eventually fixed all the design issues that were on it. Now, there's part of me that says, do I even bother doing this up? I can't remember the amount of stuff that I've undone from this, actually. What are they off? We got the inner piece off still as well. Oh yeah, we've got the inner bit off still. So there's another lump of metal somewhere that I appear to have lost. Have I lost that? Wasn't in there, was it? That'd be really annoying if I put the side back on with a piece of metal on it. This is the problem with doing something and then coming back to it several weeks later. Oh, I can see it. It's on the bed under there. That's all right then. Just wanted to make sure we weren't losing it. So they are all the bits off that. They're the bits off the other bit, and then we should have a load that are all the same, essentially. And then there should be two that aren't the same, which are for that there. So there's a drive shaft on this side. I think it's for a shaper, but it didn't come with it on this option. So it's like a router table on its side, if you like. So that's in. Just got to put this on now. Now this is well fiddly because the holes don't quite line up, so you have to put them in. You can come round and have a look if you want to come round here. You can see it doesn't line up, and when I've got it on this bed thing as well that it's sat on, they don't always line up, and sometimes the carriage that it's sat on, the moving dolly, stops me from moving the side out the way, especially if I've been ragging it around like I've been doing. It might have shifted in the dolly, but that looks like it's gone on. Don't over tighten them because it is very, very soft cast metal. That's it. Around this side now. Last three. Same thing again, it's a bit of a faff. You can see the missing piece now. That's got to go in there to cover up the other bit. Again, shove that out. Put the bottom one in before it. Could probably do with drilling these out and going to a yeah, it's very soft mild steel, and then it's not cast steel, it's a mild steel channel. I was thinking this bit that is cast, it's not, and that's welded in. Right, that's all that lot in. Let's wind this down. I'll drop you down, but it's a right faff width feet. We're going in. In fact, I'm going to need to take this off as well. Shift all my gubbins. I, 'cause 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 Lid on, yeah. And then we'll go up and down several times because that's the way of the world. I'm just going to remember which way around this goes. I think it's that way. That's it. Just have to make sure that doesn't quite catch. Over we go. Spare washer. Always good to have a few spare bits. See how quickly this has rusted up now. Right, that just shows the moisture content in here. This is one of the reasons why I need to get this finished, because it doesn't do anything any good. So I've had that plate sat on there, and you can see where it's rusted on the other side of the plate. The plate was there, and this was clean. That was shiny the other day, and I'd waxed it. So that's not good. Could do with getting the airline in there as well, and just oh, we're back again. Kids can't log into a flipping computer. How can kids not log into a computer? Kids only have to look at a computer and they're in. Why is that not going in there? Oh, we've had this before. Right, I'm just trying to get the airline to blow out the muck, and it appears to have got stuck. I can't remember what I did to free it up last time it did this. Yep, just needed a good hit. We're in. Oh, nearly dropped you on the floor. There's the noise alert. Hey. So this should go in now. I can't remember if you can do it this way round or not. Oh, you can. But you can if you put it the right way up. No, that's not the right way up. And no, you can't put it in that way up. Or can you slide it down there? Ah, there we go. I knew there was a way of doing it with it down. So all them videos we've just done for the last God knows how many weeks, for me going up and down, up and down, up and down, I didn't need to. All right, middle. Pulling funny faces again. Why do you pull funny faces? Rabbit face. Come on, don't you go and thread on me. Whee! Trouble is, these are Phillips and this is a posi drive screwdriver, but the Phillips screwdriver I tried to use on it don't work for some reason. I expect that's going to be getting a visit from the we're there yet. Oh, right, last two and then we're done. Yay! What the heck hell's that? It's got a massive great ding in it, that. I didn't do it. Don't think I did anyway. Last screw and then we're back together. So just to give you a point of reference, because I can't remember if I said the date on the last one, we are 2nd of October today, and I think I possibly started this in that's annoying. So remember we thought there was a bung missing, and it turns out there wasn't a bung missing, because it just does not fit if you leave the bung on. So let me just do that back up. That's a 6. That's a 6. I want a 5. Come on, 5. Where are you? Where is that 5? 5. That is a 5. So, boom, down. So that handily crafted piece that I made, personally made for the machine, didn't need it after all. Done. Let's get all these tools away because we're being tidy. That goes in there, that goes in there, that goes in there. Oops, no it doesn't. Right, that's it. We're ready to go. Will it work? You'll have to wait and see. Watch out for the oak doors part 2, whatever that is. But this is planer, pane, whatever. Done. Jobs are good and like and subscribed. Something a bit different other than bikes for once. And a cracking piece of engineering. Right, let's just one last time. Brilliant. Don't even hear it now. I used to make a rake crunch as it engages. Yep, they're going round. So that's it. Hope that was helpful. I'm sure you've all got one of these in your garage. But it's just engineering. That's all it is. If something breaks, somebody made it, you can fix it. And it's as simple as that. That's the whole idea behind the lockdown workshop. I try and show people that there's no myth behind it. I'm not a ace master mechanic. I'm not. I've just been taking things to pieces and mending them for years, so I know what works and I know when you hit something, how it responds, and There's times when you don't have to hit something, and that's the skill. It's knowing when to use the hammer and when to use your noodle. But it's working. I don't know how long for. I don't know how many times I've said it's working. I've fixed it. It's never going to break again until next time. But we have fixed a lot of things on here. We fixed that. We've fixed that now. We've fixed the travel on the one of the things. We've fixed that wonky wheel. So we've rebuilt the motor. God knows that. Well, somebody else has rebuilt the motor. God knows how many times for me. So hopefully this thing will work now. I mean, it's done some work for us. I mean, all the timber in the house has been through there. It's all come as rough cut timber from the saw yard. It all gets planed down to exactly the thickness I need for whatever project I'm on. You know, I could just buy it already cut like that, but I wouldn't get the thickness I want, and I wouldn't be able to choose the pieces. So I can see how these respond as they go through and how they move and bend. So that helps you when you're making stuff like this. I mean, you can see it's beautiful wood. You wouldn't be able to get hold of that because all the wood that looks like this goes to the joiners in planks like that. The stuff that's got really boring straight grains and stuff just is the stuff that ends up in the shop. So if you want something interesting, buy the timber yourself and cut it down, feel the wood, work with the grain and get the pieces out of it you want. That's a plank of wood there, but it's like being a sculptor. If that was a block of marble, inside there is a figure. You've just got to unearth it. But it's the same when you're doing joinery. That there, inside there, is a door or something. You've just got to peel away all the stuff you don't want to get to the pieces that you need to make the door, and that's what that's going to be. That's getting a bit all arty-farty, isn't it? Anyway, right. Like and subscribe. Lockdown Workshop. Probably back on bikes again soon. I've got at least another 4 people that have been hitting me up to get their bikes winter serviced or their summer bikes serviced and put away for the winter. Or bikes getting ready for the turbo. No doubt there'll be a rash of turbo trainers that are broken while they've been in the loft that need fixing. So it's that time of the year again. Anyway, any comments you want to put down below? The subscribey bit is that side, I think, and you can write down there and stuff. And hopefully we'll have some more interesting content for you. Thanks for sticking with me. Job's a good one.